Hello, Internet. Welcome to I Am Become Podcast, the show where four dudes squabble about nerd pop culture topics for your entertainment, but mostly our own. For the first time ever, I'm Branko.
I'm Joey.
I'm Caleb, probably.
And I'm Dan.
So here we are. This is episode 0. If you're hearing this, it means that we've been somewhat successful and made it into possibly double-digit episodes and maybe double-digit subscribers. And we're just posting this to fill in time because we're apparently too successful and busy to make another episode. So
we're pieces of shit.
The existence of this episode is evidence of our shittiness.
It'll probably be in like the bonus content of like
this is subscriber only content.
Yeah. Right. Just so you guys all know, when you go to Patreon, you don't get the best stuff. You get what's left over that they don't want to give to the masses.
And that's why Patreon is the worst.
Yeah, I shouldn't slay on Patreon. If you're going to sponsor us, please sponsor us.
Does Patreon sponsor people?
I don't know, but they should.
I'm still hoping for Blue Apron.
That's like the most
end-all content.
Blue Apron, not a sponsor, but hopefully a sponsor. So yeah, our kind of goal for this episode is just a workshop and see what kind of segments we want to have. We're really pretty lazy about planning, and we've been intending to do this. Hey, shut up.
We've got like 8 topics here.
Listen, the only reason, Dan, is because I called on you to lead, and then you did it, which I'm glad you did, but it took 6 fucking years.
To be fair, Dan, all of your topics are like straight out of like Cracked articles, so
no, they're
you didn't
not.
do that much work on them.
Partially inspired, maybe.
Name drop. So yeah, we're just gonna work out our segments, figure out what works here, what's good, and yeah, hopefully it'll develop into something good. Dan, you said you wanted the first segment to be our name barrel idea.
Yeah, or at least talking about how we came to the name and the previous names that we had thought of possibly using.
I will say, if we're talking about bonus user content, subscriber content, a couple snapshots of just that thread of us proposing names and Dan being a complete cack about them is just gold.
That would be pretty good.
You were the worst. Like, you shot down everyone's names but your own.
I didn't shoot down everything.
You shut down all of mine because they were more than 2 words.
Branko
you
literally
can't have a name that's longer than 2 words.
You suggested.
Yeah, it took a while to get there.
Anyways.
So yeah, one that I suggested at first was it's our we have a Facebook Messenger thread that we've been using for half a decade now, where we just talk about stuff that we like, and it's called Hype Times. And so we just thought Hype Times podcast, and I don't know, it's kind of neat, but it might be a little too niche for us.
Yeah. Then what was it? After that, kind of as almost like a half joke, I put forward Token White Guys podcast because
that was sitting around for a while.
Yeah, that was our working title for a long time.
Yeah, it was. Not to say we would ever actually use it, but it was just kind of stuck because we are all very token, very white guys.
Speak for yourself. I ain't token shit.
You're token for a very specific reason.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that in a later episode.
In our later segment, titled "Which One of Us is Gay?"
See, that just gives it away. Of course, no one's gonna be listening to this one for a while, so it'll.
It's episode 0.
Yeah, it's episode 0. We'll come back. Episode 2.
The title that I wrote has a one.
Dude, episode 0 is fucking great because you can just summon Exodia and break all the rules and banish people to the Shadow Realm. Like, you do whatever the fuck you want.
Which we actually have a voice chat named Shadow Realm that I will banish people to if they make terrible jokes.
That's why you made that?
That's why that's there.
That's why I made that.
Just so that everyone is aware, I just double-checked the definition of token on dictionary.com.
What is it?
Done for the sake of appearances or as a symbolic gesture.
That's like us in a nutshell.
I mean, yeah, that's like connotation though, but what about, that's denotation, but what about connotation?
I don't know, dictionary.com does not list connotation. You got to go to Urban
No,
Dictionary.
it doesn't, because that's a cultural thing.
You got to go to Urban Dictionary for that shit.
No,
so remember those rails? Remember those rails that we left? Let's find those again, deep in these deep dark woods.
Wait, who's building a railroad like through the deep dark woods?
Dude, that's like what railroads are. Like, where there's nothing else about industrialization and society, there are railroads.
Yeah, but they usually take easy paths because
Sure. Sure,
You're not
but
gonna cut
still
down like
nothing else
10,000.
there.
Yeah, fine, fair enough.
Guys, I just want to mark this moment in history that Joey succumbed to my opinion and thoughts instead of fighting me to the death. That's a
Listen,
first.
I don't always do that.
Here he goes again. There it is. Bullshit
Dude.
again.
Why you gotta make me the bad guy on the first episode?
Joe,
I
you're
thought
definitely
Dan
a
was
bad
supposed
guy.
to be the bad guy.
Well, Dan's the obvious bad guy. You're the secret bad guy.
That's fair. I am quite devious.
Yeah. Well,
But anyways, Rails, right? We were talking about names.
back on the rails. My
Yeah,
favorite was
go ahead.
was one of Joey's ideas, but it was just not marketable. It was Cogito Ergo Dicto Perpetue, which
Yeah.
Joey, what does that stand for?
It's Latin for I think, therefore I ramble, or I speak constantly, to use a literal translation. So it's a play on cogito ergo sum, I think, therefore I am. But yeah, it's long, hard to pronounce. No one's gonna get Latin.
Yeah.
I get Latin.
I mean, you took Latin in high school, though. Not all high schools offer
Took
Latin.
Latin in college too.
Did you?
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
The intro one's basic Latin.
we
But I
threw
did for my
around.
language requirement.
We threw around some other names that were just like alliterative. Like I think I threw out faithless fans.
I actually just went back in our Facebook chat. If you guys want me to just list off some, and then we'll talk
Yeah,
about the ones
do
we
it.
actually care about.
Yeah,
All
sure.
right, so it kind of started with Branko suggesting mutually uninformed,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually a good one.
and then we had dark, dirty basement talk.
That was Katie's. I love that one.
Wait, that was Katie?
That was Katie's
That
idea.
It even says Katie recommended dark, dirty
I didn't see
basement
that
talk.
part.
Talk.
Then we had instead of class act, ass clacked. Poodle patrol.
Why that one though? That like has nothing to do with anything.
I was on an
He
alliterative
was just trying
train.
to spitball alliterative. Bro patrol.
Which is too much like Snow Patrol for my liking.
Oh yeah, good point.
They're not that great of a band, let's be honest.
Then we had the Cogito Ergo Dico Perpetuity.
Wait, didn't like before this someone suggested, I think it was Branko, It's Dangerous to Go Alone, the
It's
podcast?
literally the exact next one on there.
Oh, was it? I thought that
Go
was
Alone.
further up in the listing, my bad.
Nope.
Hmm.
Which actually wasn't too bad of one.
Yeah, but
I
that's
kinda
like
like that.
too obvious of a reference to make.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and there's a lot going on in it. I get that.
mhm.
All work, no play.
No,
Which
that's,
is a complete joke because that's a podcast Joey and I listen to.
yeah.
Yeah, see, I didn't get it. I don't listen to that one.
That updates
Well,
once every 700 years.
Yeah, that was a joke purely for Brankos.
I'm assuming these next two are jokes mostly inaccurate, and the third, Shake.
Oh, I did. The third shake was, you know, that Green Day song, "Shake It Once It's Fine, Shake It Twice It's
Oh.
okay, Shake It 3 times You're playing with yourself."
See, I thought it was some weird reference to the Third Reich, and I was
Oh no!
wary of
Jesus.
it.
Oh no! Okay, let's just draw attention to this. When it comes to branding and marketing, whether it's verbal or visual, we must make all efforts to avoid Nazi imagery. So
Yep.
if it's even possibly Nazi related, it must die.
That's fair.
All right, I'm just going to speed through a few more of these. Not Your Father's Podcast.
Boo. You're really speeding. Like real.
I'm like trying to read. No Dead Air.
Which I thought that's what we were going with for a while.
It sounds
Yeah.
good. It had a great like ability to be marketable, but you know, saying it's a mouthful. It has very separate consonants, and I don't
No
know.
dead air. Yeah, you're right. The doesn't flow quite as well as you hope. It's catchy,
Yeah,
but it
we were
doesn't
thinking
like, roll off the tongue.
for the logo for that, we would just have like the skull of a dead airbender from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Monkey
Which, how would you-
Piazzo.
Which, how would you know it was an airbender? Would you
The-
just
you
like?
would-
No,
It
there'd
would
be an
still have the
arrow
tattoo
on the skull.
Yeah, the blue arrow.
Yeah.
But the tattoo doesn't go down to their bone; it's on their skin.
Yeah, but they would
Yeah,
have the tattoo on it. Like that's how you would recognize it.
Oh, like a ceremonial thing.
Yeah, it's not like
Okay.
it's not supposed to be like realistic. It's a logo, for God's sake.
I'll take a point of order, Caleb.
Yeah.
I know that you have things to say, and you must talk. We literally just talked about a title called "No Dead Air," so get in here.
No, I'm just following the conversation. I actually did not participate in the naming conversation
This is
as
true.
much as everyone else did. just because I was enjoying their names, and also I was selling coffee to people, probably.
Yeah, Caleb. Well, Caleb is either a complete observer or he's all in.
Yeah.
There's no in between for him.
Mhm.
A lot of the time, it's either all talk or no talk at all.
Also, hold on. What time of day was this? Why would you be selling? You wouldn't be selling coffee Sunday at 10:30 p.m. Anyways, next one down the list was the Faithless Fans, and then I Am Become podcast dropped right at this point. The Vector
And,
podcast.
fun fact, did not know what that was referencing.
Once
Joey,
you said it, I remembered it. I just couldn't remember it at the
Which is
moment.
fine. That's why I was asking, because you immediately dismissed it, and I was really proud of that one.
No,
And
you
you
should
were
be
just like,
proud
no,
of that one. I actually
no.
really liked it once I was like, oh, right.
Right. So that's why I was hounding you so hard about
Joey,
did
do
you
you wanna-
understand this?
Do you want to adjudicate our fictional fans about the reference?
Yeah,
Oh,
go ahead.
right. So it's in reference to Robert Oppenheimer, the guy who helped build the first atomic bomb. When he saw it tested for the first time, he said, "Now I am become death, destroyer of worlds." Really famous, really powerful quote. So that's where I Am Become podcast comes from.
Mhm.
I also, for our fans, the multitudes of you that are out there, a trope in our friendship is that Joey had, and I guess still has, a speech impediment, and I unabashedly abuse him and shame him for it constantly. So if you hear him stutter, don't expect there to be anything less than a bunch of bullying immediately after.
That's fair.
We
Or
all
if
do that to
I
each
drop
other,
my
people.
R's, which I just did. Fun. My dad called it Elmer Fudd syndrome.
Oh, that's so mean.
I mean, I was like 5 when I started going to speech therapy, and I was there for 4 or 5 years. So
Oh,
I barely
jeez.
remember it, and so it's not a huge thing.
yeah, going off what Branka just said, though, generally speaking, we bash and make fun of each other a lot. We're all friends. We all actually love each other. Please don't think we're being mean. It's
Love is a
just-
strong word.
Okay,
Man, it's-
we all tolerate each other. But you get the idea. That's just the way we talk.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be the meanest person, and some of it will be sincere because I'll just get very angry at people. But
I'm making a heart shape with my hands and then pointing at all of your guys' names on my Discord screen.
Caleb also doesn't understand how auditory medium works.
Caleb,
All right.
you understand how sound works. You can't see it.
It's vibration.
Actually, you can see it going through certain mediums like water.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, I'm just gonna finish up the list of just random things we threw out just to get it done with. All right.
Keep us moving.
Mutually assured absurdity. General specificity.
Wait, can we just do General Tso's chicken and just call it a day?
General So's. I mean, I do love General So's.
That's great.
And then this was the point when you guys suggested clever, funny guys and Dan.
At that point, he had been shooting down all of these names for so long that I was just fed up with it.
So if we were going on mutually assured as a discussion point, why is it no one brought up the possibility of mutually absurd discussion?
Oh, that's
Oh,
good.
that's better.
That is better.
Shit.
Mutually absurd discussion?
Yeah.
It's not bad. I mean, we're not really locked into a name yet, so who knows?
Oh, excuse me.
This is the
Maybe I
origin
shouldn't drink
story.
when we're recording because I can't stop burping.
Just mute yourself if you're gonna burp real quick.
Mine are convulsive. I just can't.
All right, whatever.
All right, then we have intentionally obtuse.
Yeah.
Then we have basic references, not like we just started making basic references,
Those last
literally
two
basic
were also
references.
insults to Dan.
Then we had roll top topics.
That was a shitty one. It's just I couldn't get out of my head. I had to say it.
Wait, Dan, I think you missed one because I did basic references in reference to one of your titles, which I think was a Despicable Me reference.
Okay, I did the Despicable Me references, but you said all the references. It's Branko who suggested basic references,
Oh, okay.
like as a title.
That's fine.
And then you suggested Nerd Parade. Then Dumb Stuff.
Just dumb stuff.
Literally dumb stuff.
Just dumb stuff.
That was Brandon.
Every time I think about that one, I just think this is what Dave would have called it. It's just dumb
Right.
stuff.
Stuff and
For our
things.
listeners out there, Dave was a friend who is going to join us, but is now too busy to podcast it up.
If we do if we like have it get any traction, we'll have Dave guest or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll even have a
Oh,
special
absolutely.
bit just for
He's too
Dave.
chill and cool not to
It's the
have on.
Dave hour. It's just an hour long of Dave just using his sweet, sultry voice to
Yeah,
soothe our
Dave can
audience.
do our ASMR.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh man.
All right. Then we had Much Ado About Some Things. That might be
Yeah, that was close to the end of it, if not the last one.
So after talking about
That's
that, are you
pretty much
guys more attracted to any of those names than I Am Become Podcast?
I still like No Dead Air a
Yeah,
lot.
I like
but
both of those.
I like I Am Become Podcast a lot too. So
I like mutually absurd discussion.
That's good.
that's also
Yeah, but then we
one
can't
of
add
the fun
podcast at the end because it would be like a title rather than titled and podcast because mutually absurd discussion podcast, that's a little much.
Well,
Well, that's not how podcasts are referenced anymore. It's like a TV show. Like you don't say, do you watch Mad Men TV show? Like
Yeah.
like people who
No,
are
I get
talking about
that.
podcasts, they know they're talking about podcasts. So they're like, hey, do you listen to My Brother and Me? Do you listen to Dear Hank and John? Do you listen to Yogscast? Like they don't say Dear Hank and John podcast, My Brother and Me podcast.
Okay, but I Am Become Podcast would actually have the word podcast in it.
right.
Yeah, it's a
but
little
that's
tongue
not-
in cheek.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just picture. I honestly, at this point, I'm between I Am Become Podcast and No Dead Air.
I think I like those two the most because I came up with like logos in my head immediately when I heard them.
Yeah,
kind
we
of
also have
solidified
easy
them for me.
logos for both of those.
Yeah. The
Both
reason
of which would be pretty
the
cool.
reason I liked the Oppenheimer reference was because of the logo Joey suggested for it, but that logo could also work for mutually absurd discussion.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Joey, you want to drop the logo idea you had?
Yeah, I mean, you're probably looking at it, but
Possibly.
it's like a microphone, like you know the old timey like singers that had like on stage that
Oh, that would look
kinda
even better.
oval shaped microphone. That, and then like silhouetted in front of a mushroom cloud, like an explosion.
That's great.
It's like pretty simplistic, but you know, fits
Almost-
the title. And,
Almost brings to mind kind of a Fallout kind of imagery.
yeah, a little bit like that.
Can we just have an entire season talking about nothing but Fallout?
I mean,
be-
I'm sure we will talk about Fallout at some point.
I would be so freaking down for that. I've been wanting to start a stream for a while that's me doing a playthrough of Fallout where I go straight for the Silver Shroud quest and armor and then play through the entire game in character as the Silver Shroud.
That's great. Wait,
Yeah.
does the Silver Shroud armor automatically give you speech options for all interactions?
Not
No, I
for
think
all
it's
interactions.
only during the quest.
That'd be really
no, there's a
fucking
few
cool,
other random points that it gives you interaction options. Like
Nice.
there's like a bunch of Easter eggs that like you can only encounter if you're wearing the Silver Shroud armor when you're talking to certain people.
And
Did
then,
not know that. But then
you
again,
have to- but if you're gonna do that, you have to dress up your companion as Grognak.
Yeah.
Actually, I was gonna dress up my companion as what was
Mechanist?
it? Huh? Mechanist.
The Mechanist?
Yeah.
I guess that works. too.
Hey,
you could just,
I think
Okay.
a good sample of our general riffing and arguments would be, can you guys think of one of the more divisive, kind of pop culture topics that we've argued ad nauseum about before?
how Star Wars is actually shit.
I was gonna actually say Star Wars.
So
All right,
Um,
so Joey, do
Wait,
you want
does
to
anyone
explain this
disagree
one?
about this? Because it doesn't sound like you guys disagree.
Oh no, I am a
No.
huge Star Wars fan. I'm literally looking at a Star Wars lithograph limited edition that my brother gave me. That's just in my room right now. I freaking love Star Wars.
And I
Joey,
hate
not
it
so
to
much.
pieces.
yeah, I'm pretty middle of the road when it comes to Star Wars. I like Star Wars, but like I don't find it offensive that Joey hates Star Wars.
It's
Oh, I
just
don't.
for the actual quality of Star Wars across all the movies, because I'm not in the extended universe, obviously, since I don't like the franchise. I'm not going to get deeper into it. But like across all the movies, the quality, the overall quality does not justify the amount of just rabid fanboying that happens for it. And it annoys the crap out of me, honestly.
Well, you have to think, when it first hit the scene, that's all you had to kind of get your whole
Yeah, I understand.
sci-fi fantasy fanboy out.
Yeah, I understand some of the nostalgia behind the original movies because they have their moments, but honestly, like they don't hold up that well. A lot of the characters are two-dimensional. The story's predictable, and then the prequel trilogy, or yeah, that's what it is. It's
Which I am a
because,
prequel. Go ahead.
yeah, George Lucas is straight up a hack. This is a man whose greatest story ideas is, hey, let's give the bad guys red lightsabers and the good guys blue lightsabers.
I will admit I am a prequel trilogy apologist. I don't think they're good films, but I think there's a lot of stuff that came out of them that is actually worth it. So
As far as the new films that have come out so far, so up to this date, that is episode 7.
there you go.
Sorry, math. And Rogue One. Rogue One was 1/3 of a good movie. Its third act was fantastic, but the setup was pretty meh. And Rogue One was just, the episode 7 was just par for the course action movie. Like cool action sequences, but overall just kind of flat characters and mostly just quippy dialogue with no substance.
I think this is actually a great segue into one of the topics I was going to suggest, which is something I think that we're going to kind of develop over the course of this podcast, is the idea that we have a very wide berth of the different things that we are interested in as nerds and geeks and pursuers of that particular culture. So I like to think, at least within our group of friends, us four, that there is at least one aficionado of each different nerd subculture. For example, as we just discussed, I would say I am probably the Star Wars aficionado of us four. I've done the most media with it, played the most games with it, and probably enjoyed the most. And Joey, on the other hand, is probably our resident movie buff, if you will.
That's part of a film society for...
Yeah, like... It's
Precisely.
Definitely. Being involved with a movie or film organization definitely qualifies a person to be the most knowledgeable on movies in general, I would agree.
Caleb, you know more about the mechanics because that was Caleb's thing in college. He was learning how to make movies. But you got to admit, I see more movies than you do and do more analysis.
This is likely true.
So I think if we wanted to, we could go down right now, just like the different things that we think we are or one of the aficionados of. For instance, Caleb is our resident Star Trek buff.
Haha. Well, that's the
He
thing.
has a sibling named after a Star Trek character.
My sister's middle name is Nichelle, named after Nichelle Nichols. Her first name was not named after a Star Trek character, to my knowledge.
Oh, sorry, Star Trek actress.
Yeah. The thing is, I can't really call myself a Star Wars buff because I have seen Star Trek buff because I have seen most but not all of Next Generation. I have seen all of Voyager, and I have not seen any, and I've only seen bits and pieces of original series, Enterprise, and Deep Space Nine. I can never make it more than a season and a half into Deep Space Nine before saying, screw this, I'm going to go rewatch Voyager.
That's literally another topic I have for later. Shows that you have dropped for whatever reason.
Huh.
But staying on topic, I think we can just go down the list, and if you think...
Wait, what exactly is the topic here? I'm confused.
We're just going to go down the list and just name different nerd cultures that you identify with or you think are the most knowledgeable or the person who enjoys it the most out of us four. Caleb, Star Trek, me with Star Wars. Just of this group.
Yeah, of this group, I'm definitely the SpongeBob season 1 through 3 reference master.
Yes.
Sure, all right.
I mean, if Dave was here, I might be outmatched because Dave is very excellent at it. But I love the memes. I'm very much a big fan of Surprise Patrick, and I actually have a very, I'm just gonna say a very impressive SpongeBob theory that I came up with last week. Do you guys want me to share it now?
Yeah, you can't
Sure,
not
dude, go
share it
ahead.
now.
All right. So, for those of you who are familiar, the Krabby Patty pizza episode. Squidward takes a phone call. The guy wants pizza. He's like, "We don't make pizza." And then Mr. Krabs immediately takes the phone and says, "You want a pizza? That'll be $30." And then he's like, "We'll have it there in 30 minutes." And then he hangs up the phone. And then Squidward's like, "But Mr. Krabs, we don't even make pizza." Now recall in your minds 20 years ago when the episode aired, when you first saw it, since you're true fans, how Mr. Krabs actually made the pizza. He took a platter of Krabby Patties, he spun around, punched the platter, turned back around, and it was a pizza. So that caused me to form a theory about why Krabby Patties are so delicious. Have you ever wondered what it is that makes Mr. Krabs such an amazing chef about this one thing that he makes nothing else?
I assumed
Well,
it was some sort of addictive drug.
Possibly, that would make perfect sense. But when he's able to alchemize one form of food into another, and yet the rest of his life is complete shit, and he's a terrible human being, a terrible crab. I'm convinced that Mr. Krabs is a food wizard, and that's the only way he's been successful in the restaurant business his entire life. And it's like someone made a deal with him when he was young. He's a young crab. He just got married. His wife is pregnant, and he wanders across an old hag who offers him a deal. Yeah, well, no. I'm getting to that. He wanders across an old hag, and she makes him a deal. Says, "I'll make you. I don't know. I probably should phrase this better, but she offers him the ability to, outdo his foes or something like that, with some magical ability. But and it'll make him fabulously wealthy. But in order to take the deal, his wife will die in childbirth, and his firstborn will be disformed, which would completely explain why he's single and why his daughter is a whale.
See, when you first brought up Food Wizard, I was thinking, well, that explains how he wooed a whale, because whales like to eat, by how fat they are. And then
never thought about that. But yeah, Mr. Krabs is a food wizard.
Yeah, it's like making a deal with the devil to play the fiddle better, except more delicious.
Well, but what constitutes as food, though? Like,
anything
food
you
if you try hard enough.
Is that really a question you have? What constitutes food?
Yeah, like if he just if we're assuming that they're fish, I mean they eat kelp. Could he just look at a kelp plant and just turn it into a taco?
Yeah, it's something.
He can transmogrify anything into something delicious to eat.
Any nutritious substance that people or animals eat or drink, or that plants absorb in order to maintain life and growth.
He could also do it in reverse because
so that means he could also transmogrify sunlight, which I don't think that.
But he even in the Krabby Patty pizza, he had a platter of Krabby Patties and he turned it into a box with a pizza in it. So it's not limited just to food, but it seems like it has to have some affectation ultimately towards food or food in some manner. Or he's just not that creative. He might be omnipotent and we don't know, and he's just very short-sighted in his goals and aspirations.
That's fair.
He could be the god of Bikini Bottom.
Pretty sure there's a movie about that.
So, as a sidebar, real quick though, I am drinking a Newcastle Brown Ale currently.
That's a good choice.
Except this must be so old because it has left a residue, a brownish residue on the side of the glass bottle as I'm drinking it.
Ugh.
Yeah, I have no idea how old this is.
Gross.
Drinking some leftover spiked punch from Memorial Day.
Nice. I'm drinking Great Lakes Brewing Company Edmund Fitzgerald Porter. Nice, cheap, delicious porter.
Caleb, you drinking anything tonight?
Nah, not at the moment.
All right.
I drink some, but not a lot.
But Caleb, what about your 30 drinks in 30 days challenge?
Oh, yeah, you should tell everybody about
that. Okay.
Plug it, Caleb, go.
So this is a overall thing that I've been doing over the past 3 years. Every June, I try to try at least 30 new drinks that I've never had before. The rule is that what defines a new drink, one of three things has to be true. It has to be a type of drink that I have never had before. It has to be a brand that I've never had before, or it has to be a flavor I've never had before. So I can't just try 15 flavors of Powerade and then 15 flavors of Gatorade and then call it a day. so far this month, I have tried 2 things. I've tried Pepsi Fire, which tasted deeply disappointing, and then I tried Kale Tonic, which actually wasn't bad.
All right.
I can't.
getting-
Why would you drink anything that colored green?
I mean,
I didn't
no
know what the
good.
color was when I ordered it.
Yeah, but you know how there are like certain colors of things that like don't match certain stuff.
Hmm.
Like I wouldn't drink anything that's that color green because that's not something you normally drink. It's like drinking algae.
Yeah, I was a little bit hesitant when I saw the color come out, but then I'm like, you know what? I ordered it. I'm gonna at least try it, and then I tried it, and I started liking it. What I did not like was the avocado toast I ordered with it.
Oh,
Yeah, because it ruined your chance to get a house.
Exactly.
wait. Whoa. Was that a deep cut that I didn't get?
No, did you not see that article? Some economist who put out an article that said millennials can't afford houses because they keep buying avocado toast. Like that's the reason we can't afford houses. It's because we're spending
Fuck
all our
that
money
guy.
on avocados, not because they fucked up the housing market.
Yeah.
So then,
Wow, what a piece of shit.
so now,
Point of order, we are all millennials.
so now, obviously, this has led to a whole new joke of avocados being the thing that's destroyed us all.
Yep.
And so,
Back on topic, Branko, anything else you want to proclaim yourself our resident aficionado of?
I'm the one with the philosophy degree, so I can
There we go.
ruin your argument
Ooh, that means
5 ways through Sunday with really inane concepts.
I get to be the official science guy, though, as being the only one here with a science degree, 2 science degrees, actually.
I'll give you science, but like, never mind. I'll get to mine later. Anyways,
Yours is what, criminal justice? Was that what you got your degree in?
well, I mean, criminology, but also
Okay.
political science. No, never mind. We'll get to me. Branko,
Mhm.
anything else you want to proclaim for now?
Love making.
All right.
I'm gonna call
And at
bullshit
that-
on that one.
At that note, Joey, take it away.
Oh shit. Hi, I'm Joey, and I like long walks on the beach. And I don't know. I watch a lot of
Welcome
movies.
to All the Tropes. It's a show within the show where all we talk about is shitty tropes.
No, but I see a lot of movies before they're out, so I guess I get to be that guy. Like, for instance, I just saw Wonder Woman and Baby Driver this past week.
Dude, I want to see
which
Baby
are not
Driver.
out yet.
Wanna
Dude,
see
Baby
Wonder
Driver was so good. Like, the best sound use of non-diegetic sound in a movie I have
Wait,
seen.
say that word again?
Non-diegetic means
Diegetic.
non-natural, like, sound, like songs and stuff.
Oh, huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. I've never heard that.
And
before.
like the scenes in like Guardians of the Galaxy where they're playing the music and stuff's happening, the action scenes are happening.
Sure, yeah.
It's like that cranked up to 11.
Nice.
It's so good.
Hey, I don't know if now's the appropriate time. We might be in the middle of your segment, Dan, but I thought of a new segment we could do.
Sure.
It's called I'm Feeling Lucky, and we are going to utilize the now defunct I'm Feeling Lucky button from Google.
I forgot that existed.
Right? It actually didn't. Here's the fucking creepy thing, and it makes me more afraid of Google. Is I went to Google looking for the button and it wasn't there, and I said, "What happened to the I'm Feeling Lucky button?" And it's like, well, with Google Instant, we don't need it now. And then I went back to Google, and it was there.
Oh,
It was
no.
there. Like
Google
it knew I
knows.
wanted it. It's fucking weird. Hey, anyways, so here's how it's gonna work. Each of you is going to say a single word, and in whatever order I hear them, I'm gonna type them in and click I'm Feeling Lucky.
Are we doing that right now?
Yeah, do it.
Sure, we'll do a quick one.
Right.
Just us 3. You won't add a word yourself.
No.
All right, we'll just go down the list.
Oh, me first then. Plaid.
Caleb,
angry.
Caleb? Bear.
Plaid Angry Bear.
That's just gonna come up with some gay porn. Like, let's be real.
It's funny because before you said anything, I actually thought of the word bear. Well,
Oh wait, they They bastardized it.
What?
The I'm feeling lucky button. If you put your cursor over it, it turns into random stuff. Like I'm feeling generous. I'm feeling artistic. I'm feeling playful. And whichever one you click on, like a roulette, it just takes you to a random page. So you can't actually search anything. Fuck. Okay,
well, so
my
much for
segment's
that
dead.
segment.
Right?
I guess that's why this is test episode.
Yeah.
It came into the world and was killed very quickly.
Immediately, like a parasitic twin.
hmm Anyways, Caleb, anything you want to?
Oh, hold on, you didn't. I wasn't done. I only threw out movies.
All right, fine. What you
Franco
got?
got like 3 or 4.
What you got, man? What you got?
Resident Terry Pratchett expert.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't know
Sure.
if it was too niche.
I have a Terry Pratchett tattoo, in fact.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Joey also forgot to
I'm
mention
the science guy,
webcomics.
having both a bachelor's and a master's of science. That's about it. I can't spell, but my vocabulary is large, which causes me a lot of problems.
Right?
That's all I got. Okay, you can move on to Caleb now.
Okay. And as this show goes on, you guys at home will just sort of realize like who is the knowledgeable one or the aficionado of different topics. We can't think of all of them off the top of our heads, obviously. Caleb,
Marvel
what you
too.
got?
We also do need to point out 2 things with Joey, is that one, he's the most knowledgeable of us about anything related to webcomics by a
Sure.
ridiculous margin.
Yeah, that's
give him
true.
that.
As far as I go, I don't know if I'm the most out of all of us, but significantly more than your average plebes. I am very much an expert on video games, video game culture, and video game commentary.
Sure.
No, that's
Okay,
fair because I would say I probably play more video games than Caleb does, but he researches video games and reads the
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
wikis.
Wait, let me tell you some
Concept,
bullshit about
sure.
Caleb. Let me tell you some
That
bullshit
could be the
about
name.
Caleb.
That could just be the name of this whole thing. Some bullshit about Caleb.
Oh my gosh. So when I first met Caleb, it was 2010, and we were talking about
No, this
Kingdom
was-
Hearts.
Oh yeah, that was that time.
Yeah, okay, no, I did meet you in 2009, but
Yeah.
still, you came to school in 2010. Anyways, we were talking about Kingdom Hearts, and I just played the first one. I was starting the second one. I was having a really good time with it, and Caleb was keeping up with me, talking about it, and all the plot points and whatnot. And then I found out part way through the conversation, he's never played it. He just wikied the entire plot. And I'm like, why would you do that? He's like, I don't have time to play, or I don't want to play. I just want to know this stuff. And so he ruined so many things for himself just by wikiing the plot points.
I didn't actually wiki it, technically. I YouTubed it. And
fuck.
the other aspect of that
It's almost worse.
Wait. Did you watch a playthrough?
no, I
Because
watched
that takes the same amount of time as playing it.
No.
I watched
No, let
I
him
watched
talk.
an edit of the cutscenes.
Oh Jesus.
Oh Jesus!
Actually,
and then-
no. That's
So
fair
it's
though,
just
because
like a
I've done
shitty
that
movie.
before too.
But that's just like watching a shitty movie. Then
Yeah, but sometimes I just want to know the plot of the game without all the stuff in between. I just did that the other day with Injustice 2.
that's true. I
Dude,
did that with
Injustice 2
Dead-
trailers, I've been hearing a lot of people just chilling out and watching those. There's 3 hours of them.
Yo, you mean the cinematics?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. I just the other day I spent 2 hours just watching the cinematics. It's actually kind of a good story. It's simple, but
I'd
the
expect
actual
nothing less.
cinematics are really, really well done.
I expect
scarily
nothing
well
less
done.
from the Mortal Kombat guys. MK10 was really in depth.
Oh yeah.
MK10 has some of the crazy. Well, MK in general has some of the craziest lore out there. It's so deep for
Yeah, that-
absolutely no reason too.
Yeah, that cracked video about all that. I was like, yeah, there is some nutso bullshit going on in Mortal
I
Kombat.
learned most of my MK knowledge from Death Battle.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Dang. You guys keep up with Death Battle anymore?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
no,
been watching.
They're doing the next one they're doing at the time of we're recording this is Android 18. Yeah, Android 18 versus Captain Marvel, which I'm super excited.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel
Why
will
is that-
destroy.
Oh, I
Yeah, that's
also think she's gonna
probably.
she's also gonna win. But you never know.
Captain Marvel has energy. Well, I guess Android 18 also has energy absorption. So I guess that's why they probably paired
The
them up.
Android 17 and 18 don't have energy absorption. That was Jiro and the other Android that. He
Oh,
was with.
Android 19. Yeah.
Caleb, this is actually getting into myself. Caleb, are you done for now for your aficionados?
Wait, Dan. What's getting into you?
Hold on.
Slowly.
Heyo. Slowly
good one.
but
Good one.
passionately.
Anyways, Caleb, anything else you want to add before we get to me? And then I have some final
Um,
notes.
Is there anything else that I am significantly smarter than you guys about that I'm forgetting about?
Video and recording technology,
It's because I majored in it.
drinks in general, I would say.
Yeah, but the
Well-
thing is, I haven't worked as a bartender yet, though. That's still on my bucket list.
Yeah,
You
I was
worked
going
at
to say, I know
Starbucks.
way more about alcohol than Caleb does.
I didn't say alcohol. I said drinks in general.
Yeah, Caleb likes the libations.
All right.
Good word.
That all,
What
Caleb?
is that, like a $3 word?
Hey, can we have a bumper for that? Just big word bumper.
Okay.
You used a
Work
big
it in there.
word. Congratulations.
It'd be the you're so smart bumper.
Congratulations. Big word there.
That's not a real word, though.
Not a real word. Good job there.
What?
I just googled the definition of libation.
Really?
Isn't it? Well, hit us with it.
Just so y'all know, Caleb was homeschooled. If you couldn't tell by now,
Oh, that's gonna make that a game.
guys,
Could've been.
guys, I'm sure you're all gonna hate me for this, but I'm playing Isaac, and I just got Small Rock, and I'm so stoked about
Milwaukee.
I don't know if I'm
Holding.
angrier at you for playing a video game or angry that you got Small Rock.
it. Right? I know. I
Oh,
love
like-
getting Small Rock.
Do you mean angry while he's playing while we're doing the podcast? Because I've been watching Sherlock Holmes too.
Yeah.
Like
Jeez.
I have
understand.
been giving this my full frontal attention.
Well, that's
See, here's the
because
problem, though.
you really
Here's the problem,
don't.
though. I'm so self-centered that, like, if I pay 100% attention, I'm gonna want to push my way into every single word that you guys fucking say.
That's
But so this helps me to kind of like chill out a
This
little
is
bit.
also
and-
just-
I was
test
going
one,
to say
so
we
it doesn't
also
really
have enough brain power to multitask, unlike Dan, who would have to, pay 100%.
I could, but I'm also trying to keep track of all of our shit and keep us on topic. Speaking of which, Caleb, are you
Yes.
done with your bit? Okay.
Oh, see,
I do want to point out that now that we're done with all that bit, we are now at 42 minutes. I don't know how we're thinking we
Wow.
want to do on
Okay.
time.
No, we're doing good. We're doing fine.
Well, yeah, but I feel like we haven't covered much ground, and yet we've been.
No, we
talking-
were just about to finish this topic, and then we're going to move on to like one of our actual meaty topics.
well, before we move on to a meaty topic,
But that's what I'm getting at, Dan. Is like we're at time almost.
No, we've got an hour. We got like 18 minutes left.
Well,
Okay.
18 minutes. That's nothing. But before we move on to another topic, I want to introduce one of my segments that I'd like to throw into the show, which is Random D&D Character of the Week.
Dun, dun,
Nice.
dun.
Yeah, so this week I came up with a druid, and I have the same problem creating druids that I do paladins, is I just can't find any way to make them interesting, because they're pretty much just protectors of like a single thing. With druids, it's nature. With paladins, it's, gods, whatever. So I have trouble making them interesting, but I thought up an interesting druid that is actually a drug addict, but their drug of choice is catnip. So they just turn into a giant panther every chance they get and like break open a bag of catnip and just get super high as a giant deadly cat. And just like fuck around with the party.
Oh my
think that'd
god,
be
guys!
pretty
I just
fun.
got Tiny Planet. I fucking hate Tiny Planet.
Like, well, don't pick it up then.
Well, but I don't know. I'm fucking around, and plus I got Eve, and I've got half heart, so I've got Horror Babylon turned on, and
There's
it's
gonna
actually
be like
it's actually wrecking shit.
there's gonna be like maybe 2 people in the history of this entire podcast who actually know what Isaac is and actually know what you're
No,
talking
finding
about.
Dude.
And they're gonna
Isaac's actually
lose
pretty
their shit.
Dude, I
Dude,
could-
the more I talk to people, I'm surprised how many people have played Isaac. Like they know who Northern Lion is and all that sort of shit.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Our Lord.
like
All right.
of most of the
Sorry,
people I
sorry.
can think of who might actually listen to a podcast that I can put out, at least half of them have played Isaac and would be familiar with basic terms.
All right.
Is Stone Poop.
Finish off the aficionado topic and move into something actually good. My dogs are barking. Give me a second.
Great sonic quality, Dan.
Shut your mouth. Hi, I'm Dan. I like to think that I'm the one who's biggest on Game of Thrones.
I'll take second place on that. I'll take second
Franco
chart.
takes
I will happily take last place on Game of
Oh,
Thrones.
I guarantee you, Joey, you know more
Actually,
about
pretty
Game of
dull
Thrones
to
than me.
read,
I guarantee you, Joey, you know more about Game of Thrones than me.
probably.
I guess Caleb hasn't watched or read.
It's just I'm not a fan.
I haven't
At all.
watched.
I love
or
Game of
read.
Thrones very much.
Way to go, Joey. We just lost our entire fan base.
Well,
No,
I'm
dude,
allowed
it's-
to not be a fan of it. You guys.
All those
can talk about Game of
Malaysians
Thrones all
aren't
you
listening
want.
anymore.
I'll go jack it for a while or something.
jacket. Speaking of that, here's our next segment.
Anyways, and political science. I have a degree in political science, and I'm going for my doctorate in political science. All right, we ready for an actual topic now?
Oh yeah, currently I'm the most educated one, but soon it will be you, Dan.
Realize.
If you get your doctorate
4
in English.
years from now.
Wait, but I'm gonna have 2 bachelors in separate fields, so I think you guys can go fuck yourselves.
Hey,
No,
because
man,
I have
a
2
master's-
bachelors.
A master's and a bachelor's is more than 2 bachelors.
I disagree entirely. I disagree
Oh.
entirely.
I'm more likely to get paid more for my degree.
Well, no, but I'm just talking about. I'm talking about pure substance and information. Like they're separate disciplines, but like a master's with a bachelor's is the same discipline.
What if I had my bachelor's included 2 minors, and my bachelor's or my master's was only half related to what I got my bachelor's in?
I don't know. That's a good sell.
Yeah,
We'll make that a
because-
topic for a later date.
Who's
All right.
smart?
So what do you guys want? You
We're
guys
all
want superpowers, video games, or shows? Like
Video
TV
games.
shows.
Video games.
Let's ask the audience. Tweet hashtag I am become podcast. We could start doing that though once we actually get rolling.
We totally could.
You know, have that hashtag, and then we'll check it every so often for like
Get on the
topics they wanna
Twittersphere.
hear about. Yeah.
Wait. What's the contraction of our name? IBP. Yeah, that sounds garbage. Just I become podcast. And the
IAP.
black bean. Jeez.
See, now I want like Chipotle or something with black beans in it.
I ate Chipotle with black beans in it, like, not 45 minutes ago. And
Oh,
by
aren't you special?
Oh, actually, it was more than 45 minutes ago. It was probably closer to, like, an hour ago, because 45 minutes ago
Yeah,
is when I hit the
speaking of
record button.
Chipotle, what was that show that you all, or that opera thing that you wanted us all to listen to that none of us checked out, but
How
is
is that
actually really good?
related to Chipotle?
Because me and Caleb talked about it at Chipotle 2 years ago.
Okay.
Wait, are you
I was
talking
gonna
about,
say that's the
Dolls
worst
of New
segue
Albion?
ever.
Yeah,
Dolls
Dude,
of
fuck
New-
you. I listened to that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Dan will back me up on
I,
this.
I know it's definitely good. I know it's definitely good. I just feel like none of us actually checked it out at your recommendation, but
It
it's
is
cool
a
that
rock
Dan did.
opera, right?
It took me a while to actually check it out,
Yeah.
to be fair.
It took Dan a while to check it out. It is actually quite good. Dan will back me up on it.
Speaking of musicals, I'm our resident Hamilton aficionado. Love
Oh,
me some
have you
Hamilton.
seen it?
Yes, I have, so go fuck yourself.
Like
Wow.
we were talking generalities, and so like I don't know if you can be like a fan of, or say you're the aficionado for one specific musical that might come up once.
Well,
Dude, it's
I don't
Hamilton.
know. Maybe a tie
It's, like,
between me and you for
completely-
musicals then?
I don't know.
I was in a musical. I've seen a musical on Broadway.
I've been in 2 musicals and seen 3 musicals on Broadway.
I occasionally sing songs from musicals when I'm at work,
Hey.
only to get yelled at by my friend Hafet, who actually majored in music and
Hafet.
is able to articulate exactly how bad of a singer I am.
Oh, because you're
Okay.
100% tone deaf.
Yeah, I've been
Exactly.
telling you that for years. You don't need a music major for that.
All right.
The
Hey, I've realized-
Phantom of the
I realized that
Opera.
we spent a gratuitous amount of time talking about ourselves, which is probably just the essence of episode 0. But
Yeah, I
I think
thought-
we have to be very wary of not doing that.
I thought it was a
Future.
weird topic from Dan, but I didn't want to say anything because it's just a test episode anyways. So
Fair enough. I just thought I would want us to give our viewers at least some backstory, especially in an episode.
no,
0.
man, it's more fun if there's like some mystery like shrouding us.
All right, then.
Agreed.
Let's do a topic that has absolutely nothing with ourselves. Let me just hit you with the first one on my list. So here's the topic. If you could have...
Yeah, nothing
Or-
to do with ourselves. If you could have,
It's nothing personal, is what I'm getting at.
The video
Okay.
game one's better than the one you're about to do. I know the one you're about to do.
What are you talking about? I love this one.
yep.
Yeah, but it's a
All
very
right, who wants to do
good
the superpower one? Who wants to do the video game one? We'll do a vote.
I do the superpower one to literally everyone I meet.
But
Yeah,
no, this is more specific.
You're bad at social interaction, so
That is true.
Oh
That
man.
is
All right, tell you
also
what.
true.
I'll give the full rundown of the superhero one. If you don't want to do it, we'll just move on to the video game. One. How
Alrighty.
about that? All right. So the idea of this one is kind of the custom. If you could have any superpower, what superpower would you want? Except with this question, there are no implied superpowers. Like, you don't get basically 2 for the price of 1. Example being, you can have flight, but you can't also have super speed. So you can fly, but you would only be able to
singular
fly
power.
at about, yes, you'd only be able to fly at your maximum running speed.
Which
Or
I
you can
just
do-
want to point out, we know Cracked has already done this, but
Yeah, so let's try not to just completely jack their idea.
right. So come up with something that wasn't in that Cracked video if you can.
I would just like pyrokinesis. Like that's like awesome as shit. Just being able to light stuff on fire just by thinking about it.
Yeah, but would you be able to
Almost
create
100.
fire then?
Yeah, it's you make things combust. Yeah.
Yeah,
But then is there a difference between controlling a substance and creating a substance? I would say those are 2 separate powers.
also, like, you wouldn't be immune to fire, so like the chance of
too.
you burning alive like escalates so high.
No, that's true, but I mean, I guess you just have to have control of mind.
I actually like approaching this from the which superpowers would actually suck. For instance, one that I think Cracked actually brought up that would be actually decent would be the power to stop time. But I have an argument that would be that one would actually suck. Because their idea is like if you stop time, you can do anything and then you just restart it. However, that doesn't give you longevity, which means that every hour you spend with time stopped is an hour further in your own natural life progression that you advance and no one else does. So you're going to die at a very early age if you overuse your power.
I would hypothesize the best superpower would be either hyperkinesis or super fast perception. Which,
Oh, you
Okay,
mean
but
like
super fast. Hold up.
No, see, but those really have to be paired together to be useful at all.
Which is the advanced form of the game.
Right. Like hyperkinesis, yeah, you have great reflexes, but you're not perceptive enough to like actually dodge out of the way of danger most of the time, and vice versa for having being hyper perceptive. With hyper perception, is a little better because at the very least you could go psych or monk with it and I guess solve crimes.
well, with hyperkinesis, could you at least have super fast parasympathetic reactions?
the idea behind hyperkinesis is literally just super fast thought speed and movements.
No,
and
okay,
reflexes.
well, no, hyperkinesis wouldn't be thought speed because there's nothing in the, hyperkinesis that implies thought. It's just fast movement. That's what hyperkinesis means.
Yeah,
So it
I would
doesn't
say
imply
like
thought speed at all,
increased thought speed would be its own power. So like for the one that you were
which
talking
is
about,
just being a genius. Like,
Yeah.
that's not even a superpower most of the time.
yeah, but like you have like being able to perceive things better and like take in more information. But if you don't have the brain power to process all that information, you just be like freaking out all the time.
See, that's why mine is just actually telekinesis. Sure, you couldn't lift like a car, but when would you need to lift a car anyways and stuff like that? So, and it has hundreds of uses just being able to move stuff with your mind, and
See, I
no
think-
real drawbacks
I
by
think I'd
themselves.
still go with I think mind reading might be what I go with. But like I wouldn't tell anyone about it.
Yeah, but
and-
mind reading or like another
Not
one
mind
I thought
control
of
because
was.
that's a little too much. But mind
You
reading.
wouldn't want to go mind control though. If you were just having one, you'd want to have suggestion.
No, I'm not saying I'm ignoring the
Which-
mind control. Just being able to read people's thoughts.
Yeah, but would you want to know what everyone's thinking all the time? Because a lot of
No,
times
'cause
I'm
I would
thinking about
assume-
some pretty gross shit.
No, because I would assume it would be targeted. Now, you're not hearing everyone at once like a Jean Grey doctor or Professor
Yeah,
X.
but you
like
could still target
mind-
someone, and they
Hey,
could
look.
just be thinking about like the grossest torture porn. And
Look, I know that we're saving the best for last, but I mean, I think we're kind of tiptoeing around the champ here. Can we just get right to the heart of the issue and just talk about how lactation on command is the best superpower?
what the fuck?
Is that making yourself lactate or making other people lactate?
Both.
Okay, clearly Branko has some sort of milk fetish that we don't need to talk about.
Sure. Let's just broadcast that, Joey. Let's just start making stuff up that people will hear. Oh
All right,
my gosh.
Now that we're in this, I see Caleb's point. You guys want to move on to the video game idea?
No. I still have a couple more. I want to
Okay,
go back
fine.
to suggestion, first of all, because being able to, it's not 100% mind control, because mind control, people would realize they're being controlled. With suggestion, they might not realize it. So that's way better, except that almost 100% makes you a supervillain. Like, there's no way you're going to use that and still be good.
Or what if you
Yeah.
did, which would be an awesome story.
Yeah, that it would be. And then my other one, I think, is shapeshifting, which would still be really dope. You couldn't change your mask, so you couldn't get bigger or smaller, but you could still change into like a human-sized dragon. So like, why not? Why not do it?
Wait,
Just
would
imagine-
you have like Animorphs problems where like your mid stage just looks horrific?
No,
Oh yeah,
no, no.
probably. And it
I'm,
would probably be super painful, but
I'm imagining a dragon with just like loose human skin all over
Oh.
him, and he's just
Ugh.
fucking pink. Like from fucking Full Metal Alchemist, kill me shit. Oh, God. Now, we actually didn't talk. We haven't talked much about anime, have we?
Yeah, it's surprising we haven't talked
we all
about
watch
anime
a decent amount of anime.
it's because weebs are illegal.
Weebs are illegal. We'll get into more anime as time goes on. Oh, something really quick I wanted to get out.
Oh, you
Things that all of us have a very equal interest in. I just wanted to get at least one of them out there. But Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
We all pretty much just love us some Rick and Morty. Just Rick and Morty forever. Rick and
Morty,
24.
I
Okay, so
need you to
question.
take these seeds, and I need you to stick them way up your butthole, Morty.
All right. So question: Didn't they just release a new BoJack Horseman season? I feel like that just happened.
No,
Did they?
No, they didn't.
I think they may have. I heard.
They
mention-
haven't.
Oh, jeez, Joey's on the pulse.
They haven't yet.
They haven't.
BoJack Horseman's one of my favorite shows.
Joey fingers
Although
anything with a
Young
pulse.
Frankenstein is now on Netflix.
Ew. Is it?
Also,
Oh,
you guys,
Fuck yeah.
yeah.
Love
Hey, have
them.
any of you guys
Okay.
done the whole Fire Stick hack thing? Because I know a lot of people have done it. I haven't done it yet.
I don't even know what that is.
Wait, what?
Have you guys heard of this?
Nope.
Nah.
No.
Okay, so you purchase
Hold
an
up.
Amazon
Is
Fire
it
Stick.
anything that might be illegal, Branko?
Well, you can consider it illegal, but literally everybody does it and has been doing it for 10 years. Like everyone in my family does it. Everyone I talk to at work has done it.
Possible if we get sued. Continue.
You buy an Amazon Fire Stick, and then there's like a really easy hack, and it allows you to access all known video media on Earth, no matter where it's hosted. It's freaking absurd. Yeah, it completely eliminates the need for any cable or subscription services. It's crazy.
I mean, I can almost do that anyways with, finding the right torrent sites.
No, but like imagine no work. Imagine just a search, and that's it.
But torrenting is
Okay.
illegal, and we would never advise our viewers at home to go ahead and
No,
torrent anything.
don't torrent. At least
Absolutely
not
not.
without using a that thing that changes your IP. What is it called? VPN.
Sure, whatever. All right. Any last ideas on the superhero thing before we move into something that'll probably have a little more?
Isn't that
meat to
about time, anyways?
Is it about
Caleb, what are
time?
we at?
What are
It
we
is
at,
about
Caleb?
time. It is now 58 minutes.
I guess we can call it there.
So we should
Joey's
probably
got
wrap
that
this up.
sick internal clock, boys.
All right, so for our
And by that,
Or-
it's an actual external clock at the bottom of the window I'm recording things on.
closing bit, I think since we've all gained so much from Dave's tropes that we've all kind of imbibed over the years, I think we should do an homage to Dave at the end of each episode for as long as we can, of just kind of like doing a Hall of Fame induction of a Dave trope, and kind of like recounting what we remember about it and stuff like that.
Can I go today then? Because
Yeah, go, Joey, do it. If
I
you
want
got
to use
one,
my favorite Dave trope, which is when he hears something that he wants to respond to, but he doesn't have a real response. He just goes, "Heh, yeah."
go.
I use that all the time now. Like I type it out. It's just YEH. Just yeah.
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 I do that. That was actually going to be my suggestion to that too.
Oh, I had a different one.
Wait, no, save it. We only get one
Oh,
per episode.
save
It's
it,
a
man.
closing
No,
thing.
no, I am. I'll write it down right now so we can have it ready for next time.
All right. Anyway, 50 seconds left. Think of something
Also,
important to say
who
before you
bets
go.
that
Bye.
Dave never bothers to listen to this?
Yep, I bet so. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for joining us. If you're listening to this, thank you for being a fan through this first, dozen episodes. We're really glad that you're giving us a chance and, that you have nothing better to do. Join us next time where we'll have a little more structure, hopefully a lot more structure. And as always, I'm Branko.
I'm Joey.
Why are we saying as always? Also, I'm Caleb, probably.
It's He's just trying to set up an outro, man. I'm Dan.
And this is I Am Become Podcast. Don't do anything illegal tonight. Goodbye.